Hey YouTube, it is Wednesday, 12:15 or 2:15, sorry, and I thought I'd make a quick video. Well, maybe not a quick video, because I have nothing better to do. So I'll elaborate. So this might be long. So if you're bored, then keep watching. I was just wanting to make a video to talk more about my experience with preterm labor, contractions, and what exactly happened, and at the hospital, all that kind of stuff. So it started with, I guess it was at night, and my boyfriend and I had just finished having sex, and normally after that, after an orgasm, your uterus tightens up. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like hard as a rock, and it feels like a Braxton Hicks contraction, which it basically is, but it lasts, at least for me, it lasts a long time. It holds that ball state for quite a while. So that happened, and it was not out of the ordinary, and then it loosened up, and I kind of just like laid there for a while, and then the my voice is really weak right now, so I apologize for that. I don't know why. I mean, I'm gonna get it checked out because it happens a lot. But anyway, so I'm laying there, and I have a Braxton Hicks contraction afterwards, and it's really strong, and I'm like, whoa, that's, that's strong. And about 5 minutes later, I have another one, and that's not, that's normal for me to have them, a little bit more than other folks. They say any more than 4 in an hour, then, is cause for concern or whatever. And that's when I started getting concerned. Well, I have 4 in an hour a lot of times, but this time was like, it was almost like when I could predict when they were going to come. And as soon as I started being able to predict when they were going to come, I got up and I walked downstairs, and I kind of just, because Bobby's like sleeping next to me, and I didn't want to bother him or whatever, so I went downstairs, and I just kind of like sat with my belly and paid attention to what was going on. And I had my phone, I was looking at the times, and I sat there for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and started to realize that they were coming every 3-4 minutes, and they were pretty strong ones. They weren't just like, a little bit of tightness. I could feel them like creeping right around my belly and forming like a knot in this right above my belly button. So it was really obvious when I was having them. They weren't painful or anything, which is when you should really start getting concerned, especially if you're before 36 weeks. And so anyway, so after about 25 minutes or so, I called my OB, and it's just like a emergency line kind of thing, and told them what was going on. And she said, well, you need to go in the hospital. And I really didn't want to, but I mean, I'm willing to do what I need to do. But I said, can I just sit here for a little bit and, see where this goes or whatever? She said, if they stay at the rate that they're going, 3.5 minutes apart or whatever for the next half hour, you need to go right in. So I sat there, and they didn't stop. They just kept going. And so I called my doula, and I told her, I said, I just want to let you know I'm probably going to be going into the hospital, having a lot of contractions, and they want me to go in. So she offered to come, and I originally was like, you don't have to worry about it. But she said, if I don't go, I'm going to be awake thinking about what's going on. So I went upstairs, and I said to Bobby, I said, I'm going in, don't be concerned. I'm not having a baby tonight, but I'm going in, and I'll call you and let you know what's going on. So I left and Ella wasn't sleeping, so I didn't feel like finding a babysitter at 12:30 in the morning. And so anyway, so I got there and went right into the emergency room, and they by order of protocol had to put me in a wheelchair and wheel me up to labor and delivery. And I felt really stupid because the contractions weren't hurting. I'm totally capable of walking, but they need you to be in a wheelchair or whatever. So I got up there, they hooked me up to the machines, and they poked me like 3 times to get the IV started, and they started me on fluids, and the contractions were still staying, 3 or 4 minutes apart. And so I'm repeating a lot of stuff that I had in the other video, but whatever, you'll listen to it again. So I was a little bit relieved that they were still happening, because, hang on a second. Hello? Yeah, now it's fine. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye. So, anyway, I was relieved that they were still coming. I mean, obviously I don't want to have a preterm baby, but I was kind of relieved that they were still happening, so that I knew it wasn't in my head, and anyway, so they were a little bit concerned, and they waited for a while. They monitored me for like an hour, and they didn't stop. They just kept on coming every 3 minutes. And I started getting a little bit concerned because, Braxton Hicks are normal, but they're not normal when they start coming like that for an hour, or almost an hour. Well, they were more than that, because they monitored me for like an hour and a half at the hospital, and they were already happening for an hour and a half at home. So they checked my cervix, and I really wasn't expecting anything, but they said, okay. And as soon as they were like, okay, I was like, oh shit. And they said, your cervix is really soft and you're dilating. And I was like, oh my God, like freaking out, because that means baby, that you dilate, you have a baby. And I immediately was like, what? And they said you're a centimeter dilated, and and that they need to give me a shot of, I forget what the name is. If I figure it out, I'll put it in the, whatever side it is, put it in the thing. Tralceridol or something, I don't know. So, I don't know. I'm weird about drugs and stuff like that. It basically was a shot to stop my uterus from contracting, because that's what opens your cervix up. And I said, give me 5 minutes. And, well, I started asking questions first. I said, can I refuse? Like, is that, and maybe they'll go away, or, something like that. And the nurse was like, she was like the bad cop nurse, and she looked at me and she goes, not unless you want to have a preterm baby. And I'm like, no, that's exactly what I want, like, no. So anyway, we opted to do the shot, and made me feel really jittery and kind of coffee, like I had a pot of coffee. And I had a few more, and then they flatlined. So that was good. I'm going to make a part 2 of this, because I'm at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't feel like editing this video. So I'll do a part 2.